Hello everyone, I'm Rashmi Bhandary and I'm there with two of my students, Bhavit and Chirag. Bhavit is from the CS and Chirag is from IS, and both of them have got into Ecolabs. Now this is a great product company which is offering around 9 LPA. So we'll just ask these students how what the whole process was. So Chirag, would you tell what is the designation and what were the rounds?
So the designation we are selected for a trainee role for the 1 year, in which 6 months would be the probation period, and after 1 year it will be followed by associate engineer and followed by software engineer. Okay. So the eligibility criteria was 70% or more than 7 CGPA in engineering, and no backlogs until 6th semester.
And nothing about 10th and 12th?
No, nothing about that.
And what are your percentages?
About 9.1 right now CGPA. My next CGPA is right 9.1.
9.1, and what's yours?
9.3.
So 9.3. So see, this is one thing which we are wanting to tell the students, and these videos are essentially for the first years, second years, third years maybe yes, but essentially for the first years and the second years. Why? Because you still have time. If you see the selects, all of them, all the 6 selects are 9 CGPA and above, even though the company said 7 CGPA. So this is what we see, that usually the selections, final selections always happen somewhere. Even your marks are very important. It's not that they're looking into your marks, but students who score, who are technically sound, also have usually good marks. Alright.
One more thing. Later on they increased the CGPA.
Oh, they increased. Oh, they didn't have a cutoff then.
Yeah, no. Initially they told 70%, but it was the first mail we got, so naturally no one was placed at that time. So everyone applied. So I think there was a lot of people.
Then they increased it to 8 CGPA.
8.5.
8.5 CGPA just to enter the seminar hall. But final selects were all 9 CGPA and above. Okay. So what were the rounds?
Initially we had an aptitude round followed by a coding round. So in aptitude round we had 30 questions each, 10 were quants, 10 were about English and 10 were reasoning. So if we cleared 50% of it, then we will go to the next round, which is a coding round, right after it.
Okay. Right. So you remember anything about those questions?
Aptitude questions I don't remember, but I can tell all the 3 coding questions.
Yeah, but aptitude, how was it? Difficult, not very difficult?
Yeah, quants and English was easy actually, but the reasoning was a little bit tough because they asked about the bar charts, tables and representations.
Okay, please can you tell them what it all, like you said, bar charts and all that, anything else?
A bar chart will be like a single question. They'll give a paragraph along with the bar graph, and they'll like ask 3 to 4 questions along it, and we have to, it's multiple choice, we have to tick the right answer based on the bar chart.
Any negative marking?
No, negative.
Anything else you remember from the aptitude?
Aptitude, that's all.
English was a passage, or what was it?
Yeah, there was passage also. One passage will be given, and based on that passage, 4 questions have been given. So based on the passage only, we can score 4 marks.
So what do? You read the questions and read the passage, or passage and then the questions?
Actually, we read the questions actually,
and then go to the passage.
It will save the time also. If we keep on reading the passage, it will eat all of the time.
Okay. Alright, so we go to the, so it was immediately, how long was the time you said?
For aptitude, 30 minutes for 30 questions, and for coding, for 3 questions, they are at 50 minutes.
Alright, so how was your coding?
My coding, there were
different coding questions
there
for
were
everyone?
2 sets. There were 2 sets.
We got different ones.
Oh, you got different ones, okay.
So I got initially, first question was from basic, it was an easy question from permutations and combinations, and that was taught by Nagesha sir itself in the aptitude classes.
Okay,
so,
he does even that sometimes.
I mean, like the questions are actually from aptitude itself, but they asked in the coding round, we had to code it.
Okay.
So it was like there will be n number of students, and we had to tell in how many ways they can be arranged in a circular arrangement. So in the linear arrangement they can be arranged in n factorial ways. In circular arrangement they can be arranged in n minus 1 factorial ways. So that was just one function, and we can call it with n minus 1 factorial. So that was easy. So second question was a bit difficult. I mean, like they asked based on the bit manipulation techniques. So it was like they'll give a series of numbers. For each number, for example, if I take a number as 3, we have to split into its binary format. Example 2 and 1. So 2's binary format is 0, 1, 0, and 1's format is 0, 0, 1. So in 2's, the set means the 1 bit will come in the center position. For the 1th bit, it will come in the end position. That means they are not overlapping. If they are overlapping, they are not good integers. If they are not overlapping, in the sense they are good integers. So there will be a series of numbers. Example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to return the count how many good integers were there. So that was the second question. So and the third question was it was still more trickier one. So they asked, they were given a string. So for the input, we should find how many of the matches were there for the particular string. So the string was like 1, 0 to the power star 1, which means the string should start from 1 and it can have 0 or multiple occurrences of zeros and ending with 1. So whatever may be the input, for example, we can take it 101 and in between there can be this also, letters also A, B, C, D and followed by again 101. So in that we have to return 2 matches in the string. So that was my third question.
Okay, you did all the 3?
Yeah, I did all the 3.
Alright. How was it?
So even I had 3 questions. I saw it on lead code and the one was categorized as
lead code. Okay, so saw it on lead code. Okay, good.
Yeah, it was one was after the exam I saw it.
Okay.
So one was categorized as easy, the other one was a medium, and the last one was difficult. So the easy one was an array-based question. So we had an array, and initially we had to find the maximum element in that array, ignoring all the negative values, whatever else is there, and then we had to, in the second iteration, we had to they'll give an element called as k, and we have to check the frequency of that greatest element, how many times if it is repeating, and if the frequency is higher than the number they have given, then we have to return true or false space, or the how many times it is repeating. And the second one was the difficult one. It was a string based questions, which was a palindrome one, not a direct usual palindrome one that we get. So it was, the question was we have to add a shortest palindrome to a shortest substring to a given string to make it a palindrome. So we have to iteratively check the array which is a palindrome, and whatever is left we have to reverse it and add it to the first part to make it as a complete palindrome. Okay, and I don't remember the other easy one.
Okay, so but it was easy.
It was easy.
Alright. So if someone has to solve these questions, where should they look at? I mean, what do they practice?
Actually, we both practice the same one actually.
Okay.
There is a Strivers A to Z DSA sheet.
Strivers
A to Z DSA sheet.
Okay.
It covers all of the concepts, and also Nagesha sir was mentioning like Ecolab will ask these particular concepts only. So we focus more on that particular concepts. So it will have a series of videos also in front of the question, and after watching the videos he will put a lead code link also. So we can click the link and we can solve that in the lead code also.
Okay.
So Striver and lead code together.
Striver and lead code. So if any student is watching, what should you say? I mean, these are all. Where do you learn? Which year do you learn all this?
I started it in the second year. I started with Hacker, and then I went for Geeks for Geek, and then to lead code. Right now I was practicing on lead code along with Striver sheet.
Okay, no, but what I'm telling is these subjects, what you're doing in this coding and all that, when do you learn? Which year do you learn?
It starts from second year actually,
Third
semester. When they start the basic concepts of computer fundamentals like data structures and algorithms and object-oriented programming. So the data structures like a theory concept, what they teach, they won't teach. In the labs there are like C programming, they will give certain DSA questions. But whatever the company asks is a little bit different from what we learn. But the concepts are same. Example, stacks, queues, a linked list. So same concepts we have to learn based on the application level. So that we can do with the lead code.
So let them practice lead code, and before that, like lead code, is it very difficult? I'm asking.
No, ma'am. It's
so even like suppose I am a first year, can I actually work on lead code? You can.
Yeah, there are from easy, medium, difficult.
Okay, so if I'm a fresh year, I can start off with easy.
Easy.
But if I don't know anything much, still I can do it, or should I do something else too?
You have to learn the concepts first, then you have to move into.
And where will I learn the concepts?
In the college.
Okay.
In the
college will teach in the second year, so then I'm in the first year.
Yeah, for the first year. They can watch videos. Yeah, YouTube videos.
Which ones?
Striver.
So Striver is very good.
Striver is very good. Like for this trend actually, he is very good. Like before, everybody used to watch Kunal Kushwaha.
Yeah, I heard of this name, Kunal Kushwaha.
Right now, all are into Strivers.
Because Striver is better.
Yeah, it's better. I mean,
okay.
For us, it was better from Kunal Kushwaha.
And when did you learn about Striver and Kunal Kushwaha?
In second year.
In the second year. So see, the first years actually get an advantage if they get to. I mean, at least they can start reading and watching these videos.
Yes.
All right. Then what was the next round?
So after the coding round, there were around 22 selects for the technical interviews. So in the technical interview, before only they'll allot who's the panelist. So it started with self-introduction, like he asked to introduce myself. So having a good introduction about ourselves would be add more advantage. And whatever we explain in the introduction itself, they'll go on that. I have mentioned 3 of my projects in my introduction. So he asked like explain this particular project. And he didn't ask me to explain the working of it. He just wanted the technical aspects of it. But without them understanding how the project works, they can't ask proper questions according to that. If they don't understand how the project works, they can divert into other questions which we might not know.
Yeah.
So even though they'll only explain the technical aspects of it, we need to merge in such a way that they'll understand our projects.
Good. Okay, good point. So please take it from here.
Yeah. So after that, I explained my projects with the technical aspects, and he got into one of the concepts, like he was a front-end developer actually. So like I had researched his LinkedIn before.
You knew who's your panelist.
Yeah. When they send
that's a very smart thing to do.
Before the interview schedule is given, they'll mention who's the panelist. I went to his LinkedIn and I researched about him. He was basically a front-end developer, and he was developing he's an Angular developer basically. But I had used only React in my projects. So I knew at some point of the interview he'll come to the Angular concepts. So what I did is I made my React concepts stronger. So he did come to the Angular concepts in the interview. So I told, sir, I have developed React only in my projects. So he asked basic questions about the React, and I was able to answer. Even he was impressed by it. So after that, he asked general questions like puzzles basically. And those puzzles I had seen in your YouTube videos itself.
Okay, those
are helpful from Galaxy Solutions. I mean Endeavor.
Okay.
So all seniors were stressing that Endeavor will ask puzzles. So I used to watch all the videos and I knew these were the puzzles. But I didn't prepare. I mean, didn't go through for the Ecolab.
Yeah.
But suddenly when they asked, I knew, okay, this is a puzzle I've seen in the videos, but I didn't know how to answer it. So I asked him, sir, can I take a paper and pen to solve? So he was like, no, I don't want the accurate answer. Just tell the approach. He just wanted to check my problem solving skills. So I started explaining step by step so that even I can understand what I'm talking about, and eventually I reached the final solutions, and he was impressed by that.
Okay.
So we have to explain whatever the puzzle they give. We have to go from small. We have to break each parts.
And when you're doing it, please tell, like you did, Bhavat.
Yeah.
Because you know what, it's not only, see, otherwise there's a silence, and you are thinking. For you also it is better, and he also knows what you're doing, so that you're synced together.
Yes,
and another thing is, see, the students, let me tell you, this is not only for Ecolabs, because people think, oh, this is an Ecolab video. It's not for Ecolab. Like for you, whatever you heard in Galaxy, Endeavor, that helped. So they can ask only this much. So either this or that. So it could be a combo. So it's not like this company is going to only ask this. I mean, whatever you've studied, and like you said, whatever you put in your resume, whatever project, the questions will be based on that. And naturally, puzzles are a part of some of the interviews. So if you're prepared with that, then it helps.
Right, ma'am. So after that, he again came to my major project. But the major project, that's what happened. He didn't understand my major project. So he was asking questions apart from that, like how did you do? Like I told, like I used AI models called CNN, convolutional network. But I just mine major project was basically video processing unit. So I extracted the frames and all. So that pre-processing I had done in that. But he asked something else only, which I didn't know. So again I told sir, like this is not how my project works. And again from starting I explained. That time he got an idea. Okay, my project works like this. And he again asked the questions, and it was related to the project itself. So it was easy for me to explain.
Yes.
So that was my technical intent.
What about you?
So we had different HRs. So group of people will have different HRs. So even I went through his LinkedIn profile. He was into cloud computing and generative AI. So initially he started with tell me about yourself. I finished it up, and then he asked about my project. So I told about my project, what tech stack I'm using, the internal implementation, working with how the routes work, everything I mentioned to him. Then whatever question he asked after it was based on that project itself. They don't ask the questions directly like in our academics. They might ask like what is polymorphism in our academics, but the HR will ask where have you implemented polymorphism in your project. So you have to prepare for everything. Then after that he gave me some requirements, and he told me to open my notepad and write the code for it. So yeah, that's what I did. I opened notepad, and he told me that a person at AICET needs a website in which he would see the list of colleges, and inside the list of colleges he'll see the list of departments, and inside it the list of HODs, and inside it he has to see the statistics of the previous year placements data, everything he has to see. So yeah, I wrote the code for it, a basic code for it in Java, and after that he told me to write a query for it, DBM SQL query. Then I wrote the query, and I think he was impressed by it. Then even I had a puzzle, like I had seen from the previous videos which you have made only from Ecolabs itself.
You know what, I actually nowadays I'm not making videos because I don't know whether it's really helpful. Do you think it's helpful?
It is helpful.
Yeah, you think we should make everyone's video Deloitte and everyone's endeavor this time?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not, and then I thought, chalo, let me. Okay, it helped?
It helped a lot.
Okay.
My experience and the person you took previously was very similar.
Okay.
And
I hope people does not see this.
very similar.
But you know what, it doesn't matter even if they see, because you know what, just by knowing nobody knows, because everyone has seen the videos but nobody clears.
Yes.
I mean, not the questions, but rather the structure of how.
No, even the questions, right?
Yeah.
Because see, it's not that you can, unless you don't know your subject, you can't clear.
Exactly. So he asked me a question. Initially I couldn't do it, but later he helped me with my approach. And the question was like a simple question. It was like a brain teaser. But it was like x minus a into x minus b up till x minus z. So he asked me what would be the result of it, and I was like applying different formulas, and then he told me that your approach is wrong. You look at it from the behind, from x minus z. So from there I saw, then it was just the last three elements were x minus x into x minus z, y into x minus z. So x minus x would be 0. 0 into everything would be 0. The answer was that. It was very simple, but he wanted to see my approach, how I'll approach the problem exactly.
Yeah, usually everybody, even in the coding, they want to see the approach, how do you have gone, not the answer. Answer even if it's here and there, but how have you gone about it? Yeah.
After that, he asked me about the latest trends right now. So that would be generative, and he's also into it. He's also working. So I just gave him an overview of how generative AI works, and yeah, after that, the 30 minutes of interview were completed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it for.
And you did have an HR round?
We did.
Okay.
After technical round from 22, they shortlisted 12 for the HR round. So the HR round also started with tell me about yourself, introduction itself. So in HR round, basically having a good introduction is most important, because they won't be having any other technical questions. They will go through only on the self introduction itself. So again, she asked like basic questions like what does Bobby does in free time, and I mentioned about cricket and all. So she was like, how did cricket impact in your life? So general basic questions to check your behavioral aspects, communication and confidence. So whatever we have to tell with confidence, ma'am. In HR on there won't be any like technical questions.
Yeah.
But since I wanted to tell about my projects, I again was stressing on my projects. But she didn't ask more about my projects. She just asked what is the problem statement you have taken. So I explained clearly what is my problem statement, and she was impressed by it. So after that, in the 8 minutes itself, she wanted to end. Like she was like, "Do you have any questions?" So I was scared. Like it was scheduled for 15 minutes.
But you should ask questions.
I did ask, ma'am. So it was scheduled for 15 minutes actually. So in 8 minutes only she asked. So I asked, like I prepared for a few questions. I asked. So after that, she
what
asked,
were your questions?
So my questions like even again HR also I researched about her. So she was in Ecolab for 5 years. She was experienced in Ecolab. So I asked, like in these 5 years of experience, how was your experience in Ecolab, working in Ecolab, and what is the one thing that you like most about Ecolab? So she was happy to answer. She answered happily, and she answered general, and also some one more question I asked was like how does success look in the first year of joining Ecolab? So
that's a good question, because you know what, the other question, how does working, I think now it's a very good question, but everyone is asking. I think even Google maybe it's put out how is working over there. So I think that is a very common question by all the this thing. But what you asked, I mean that's a good one, but this is a better one.
Yeah. So she was like she explained. She was like, I'll explain in general. Then she went on domains also. Like you shouldn't be restricted on one particular domain. You should be open to all. So even I told them I like in continuous learning, and I don't want to restrict myself in one particular domain. So I'm open to other domains as well. So again she was like, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? And I was running out of questions, because in the beginning itself, if I tell no, it would look wrong actually. So how many questions I had prepared, and how many questions like I could ask, I asked. So end of the interview, around 13th minute, I told no, ma'am, I don't have any questions. Then she was so satisfied with. She was like, okay, I'm done from my end. Like okay, that's all.
Okay. So in my HR interview, it was scheduled for around 15 minutes, but we finished it around 10 minutes, because initially she had told me like I don't want to make it like a question answer series rather than a discussion. So she asked me told me to like whatever you have to say, you tell me in like one go, and I'll poke you in between and ask you questions. So that's what I did. I gave my introduction and told me about my hobbies and the communities I'm a part of. All the, but I did not mention my projects over here because she's an HR. But the technical round, in the introduction I mentioned everything. Then she asked about my family background, all those things, and she poked it in between and asked about my hobbies also, like why do you like to do these things, what are you interested in, all those things. Then at around 9 minutes I finished it up. Then I asked a question which was how is the evaluation done for the final selects, how are they considered. So she told me it's not just based on your HR interview, rather the combination of all the interviews, your coding round, your technical round, everything will be considered, and then the final selection given. Then the next day we got our offer letters.
Alright. See, the HR round is actually again very important. Like you said, it's an elimination, because if 12 are there and only 6 get shortlisted, it's because something did not go well. And of course, it could be the whole series, but again, definitely in the HR round. Because like you said, they asked about my hobbies. Now, if you have not, like somebody says, I'm playing cricket. So if you're not playing cricket, you should know in and out about cricket.
Yes.
So it's not, it looks like, oh, she just asked, but people can fake it, right? So a hobby has to be something which you do consistently. You know everything about your particular hobby. And like you said, how do you apply it? See, that's a tricky question. So unless you're a real cricketer and you play cricket and you're into the team sport, you cannot apply it. You would not know how to apply it.
They won't ask it that time itself. They will initially I mentioned this cricket, but they'll take in the end of the interview.
So that you can't, yes, you get it. So it looks like, oh, it's a very simple question. It's not. So everything is very, very important, and you have to do this thing. Finally, we're running short of time. So please tell any tips for the juniors, first year, second year student who's watching this.
So in first years they can start with the very basics like C language and all. So once they come into the core subject, I mean their branches, they'll be taught with data structures.
So which are the subjects that they really concentrate on?
I think it would be DSA and DBMS would be very important, OOPS concepts, and these are the 3 most important ones. Then everything else comes at below it, second priority.
Like DSA, like they should have good knowledge about that, so that when they apply into the coding, they can help with the theory concepts as well. So it's not about just learning the theory concept, we should apply it in coding also.
And how many projects have you done?
I have around 7 projects.
Oh, you've got 7.
Around 6 or 7.
So the thing is, every student in every semester just do a project. At least one project. By the time you come to the 6th semester, finish your 6th, because this is happening in the 7th, you have at least some 6 semester projects, because project is also application of what you've studied. So do that. All the best, both of you, do well.
Thank you.
And my dear juniors, they're still in campus for the next 3 months. December they'll push off. Then you do not see them. So whenever you see the 2 of them, please catch hold of them, ask them how to build a resume, GitHub account, all that, So please help your juniors, first, second and third years, whoever's there, just if they approach you, please help them out. And students, now you know them, they are there. So make the best use of it. Thank you very much. Bye from all of us.